So our curtains are done. 90%-ish done. As you can see, I definitely have to troubleshoot some stuff due to other fixtures that I did not account for in my measurements, so that's the thing. We have a habit of working backwards in this bus. All our curtains are actually canvas drop cloth put over this stuff, and we dyed it to the shade of gray we wanted using grit dye and a washing machine, and then gaff tape and leather punches to put in the snaps. There is no sewing involved because I am not great at sewing. The last time I sewed a bigger project, I sewed it to my hand, so no. So I'm going to walk you through how I made our insulation curtain panels for the bus. First up, we have our copper pipes and copper saddles that make our curtain rods. We don't use them for plumbing like they're actually originally made for because they have a tendency to explode if your water freezes, which would be terrible. And the little spacers behind saddles are actually cut down old floorboards. The screws are just screws we picked because they were matte black and work for wood. They're not specifically meant for this and are a little too long, but we'll never see the ends behind the board, so it's okay. Yep, it works. We definitely didn't have exactly the right individual pipe uses, but I Frankenstein two pieces together. This is copper electrical tape. It is not structural, like, at all. It's just there for aesthetics, and I'm gonna put a saddle over it. Will janky? Yes. Will it work? Yes. So there you have it. And we actually do hope that the copper ages and has a patina over time so that it adds to the age and grace of our Battlestar Skoolie. So I ended up ordering a 10-foot roll and 4-foot roll from US Energy, and that was enough for us. It came with a X-Acto knife, but I prefer using the fabric scissors and running it down like you would wrapping paper. And I have the links below for the insulation I got on Amazon.
So, my mom, in her wisdom, was like, you don't have enough canvas, I'm telling you. And I was just like, what are you talking about? I counted like 5 times in front of her, and I'm just freaking out like, I swear I calculated to have enough canvas, and don't tell me this because I already fucked up with the insulation. And then she quietly goes, but you need 2 sides to your curtains. And I was just like, your children, I love this. They are the only cats. Finn doesn't mind it. Piper's actually normal in her response. Finn thinks this is great. For why? I don't know. Finn. Cats aren't supposed to like that stuff.
Okay, so I don't like wasting anything if I can, especially now when we're on a time and money crunch more so than ever. So I'm trying to use every scrap bit of insulation I have to get any walls that we didn't insulate covered, get any extra windows I forgot existed covered. And so the brand of insulation we got, I got on Amazon, the link is below, but this tape comes with it and it's super handy, but it's also kind of like aluminum foil. I'm guessing it's just an adhesive aluminum foil. It's very handy for getting those air gaps between random scraps of insulation you're cobbling together. But it is very flimsy. Very useful. Very flimsy. Yes. So, my super high-tech way of doing this is to put painter's tape on one side, and so that kind of like everything stays put. And flips a doodle. Make sure that you match it as close as you can. This stuff is very squishy and hard to cut, so I've not been able to get it quite exact. So I leave a little bit of a lip over it. Use the tail to gauge my straightness. Haha, straightness. And then I hold the backing with it and just kind of use that to flip the... This is easier when I'm not talking, I can't multitask. Flip it with that thing so I can run it down along that line and get bitten by mosquitoes.
Yeah. I am not good at multitasking with things that involve words. And I'm trying really hard not to fuck up this tour. Like I said, not a multitasker when it comes to words.
We have one purple bean.
It's a very healthy one.
It is a very healthy one bean, but I'm going to
call that good.
Call that good so the plant doesn't fight.
One bean. So this is canvas drop cloth that we got from the hardware store. It has a tendency to stretch and shift on you, so I taped it down with blue tape to make sure it would stay put so I could get nice clean margins and cut it without losing all my hair and screaming too much. Reflect this material. It's 3.8 pounds of canvas. The good news is the color is exactly what I wanted. Bad news is I didn't hem it before throwing it into a very violent washing machine. Should have done it by hand, didn't do it by hand, and therefore we have some very well dyed rags. So after that scare, I wasn't gonna risk the dryer. We put a clothesline up and let everything hang dry, nice and slow in the afternoon sun. So last night I finished most of a curtain panel, not the leather straps yet that attach to the curtain rod, but the fabric's been dyed, cut, the insulation's been cut, they've been attached together using spray adhesive, because that actually works really well, and came to the sewing part. And as for the edges, borders, I was hesitant because I'm not great at sewing. Anyway, I was doing research on forums to see if I need a special kind of needle or thread to sew the insulation material. And everyone online was like, sewing, why don't you just duct tape it? I'm like, huh. Well, duct tape's hideous, but gaff tape I could live with, so I thought. So, by the way, long, even strips of gaff tape are not easy to do. And there was some swearing involved. The straps were cut down from a scrap bundle at Charles God craft store, which apparently cost about $10, and we had plenty left over still. The tools for specifically punching the holes and making the rivets adhere, snap, do the thing, that was all a kit that came on Amazon, which I have a link for below. I've never done this before, so I had about a 65% success rate, which is not terrible, all things considered. So this is what it looks like when you fuck up. Don't do this. Pay attention to your punch, unlike me.
So I'm gonna hold this down as much as I possibly can.
Okay.
And you're gonna have to get past me with that.
Okay.
And punch it.
Oh. Okay. I can do that, sure. I just finished my first curtain panel. I have overthought the living shit out of this, and I'm so glad it works. I think I haven't put it on the bus yet, but it came together, so yeah. Whoa. It's too big to show on the camera. It worked! Ish. It looks okay. It looks okay. Didn't go perfect, but it's a little wonky, but it looks okay. Only 11 to go? Yeah. I really appreciate how much the bus has pushed me to acquire new skills that I was curious about, but never had the opportunity or motivation to do so. And I'm probably going to attach snap buttons to as many things as possible now. I really love how many small handmade mistakes and improvisations and compromises and weird MacGyver things are going to go into our home. It's what's going to make it ours.
So there we have it. It does need some adjustment, but the curtains are up. And what's important is that it is much cooler in the bus. I do still have this to deal with. I don't know why, but I forgot that I forgot to make a front shield with my calculations. Or maybe I didn't. Maybe I just forgot that I did calculate that in because I do have more dye and fabric. So maybe I could also do that panel with canvas. We'll see. But anyway, thanks for watching. We will update more on Monday.